Well, I worked it out, gotta say goodbye. I can see it clear as day with the naked eye. Smells like thunder, you look like rain, and it's spelling out disaster is my name.
I think as a solo artist, even though it's lovely putting on a massive show, there's something really fulfilling about being able to get up and do it on your own.
Down here.
The last time I toured with the band was October 2008, which is a long time ago, so it's a good year and a half ago. So it's been a long break making this album. So this is it. The album's made, got it in my bag. There's a load of mental people over there in Glasgow, and I'm ready for it. Let's go on tour.
She's been greedy, and we've been blind.
There's lots of people out there.
Fuckloads, as far as the eye can see.
I don't write on tour, so it was a huge step and really essential for me to literally walk away from all of it, because it had been this crazy hamster wheel for 6 years. The last time the band toured was South America. It was a great way to finish that chapter.
Hiya, Glasgow! It's absolutely wicked to be back. It's been too long. So I'm gonna play you some tunes from the new album. You can do thumbs up, thumbs down, go brilliant, shite. Just, we'll kind of take your advice before we release anything.
Starting on the album, I was absolutely focused on writing. The foundation to everything was making sure that the songs were there.
May you always walk in hope.
After 6 years and 2 albums, the best way to describe it was I felt completely landlocked. I had built all these things around me, I suppose partly as a protective barrier. First of all, got my band together, and I was just completely cemented. That was the mantra. I will keep this band together. I need this band. I can't do this without this band. I just embarked on this epic writing odyssey for 1.5 years, as it turned out.
Be aware that it's frightened of you too. Push that thought away, push that thought away.
The periods of writing when I was alone were interspersed between these different sessions with other people.
Push that thought away, push that thought away, yeah.
It's Paul Simonin's bass from The Clash. The album's called Tiger Suit. It's based on a recurring dream I've had since I was a kid.
In my dream, I'm walking somewhere with my little brother. I see a tiger lying down, sometimes in my front garden or on a familiar road. I walk over and I stroke it on the head. It doesn't seem to mind. Then I take my brother to safety, usually behind a window or back into the house, and I realize I was crazy going so close to a tiger, and I could have been killed. Recently, I wondered if maybe me and my brother are wearing tiger suits. And the reason we are safe is because the tiger thinks that we are tigers too.
So this album, I feel like I've got experience on my side, but I really feel like it's just still a seed at the moment, and it could just grow into anything, and I don't know what it is. finished touring in October, got married, took 3.5 months to travel, which was fantastic. And then since I got back at the end of January, I've just been writing. So I've written probably around 25 songs.
Isn't much more I can do for you. Isn't much more that I can try. Twisting myself into shapes to stop you crying. What'll I do if I lose you? What'll I do if I lose? Difficulties coming my way.
With this album, the only noticeable concept was this idea of marrying really raw, rootsy sounds with dance. And at the beginning of the album, I stood in front of 2 massive speakers and I listened to Leftism by Leftfield. And I really wanted to feel that excitement listening back to my own stuff. And that was when I realised that I wanted to sound like Eddie Cochran working with Leftfield. And to do that, I entered the world of synthesizers, electronica, drum machines.
Change every day. You change every day.
There was a lot of support from the label to take a year out, and they said, disappear, keep your head down, do your own thing. I've worked with writers Martin Terefa and Jimmy Hogarth, who I've worked with on both albums before. I took a couple of trips to the States, worked with brilliant writers.
One leg's taking me somewhere, catch a reflection in a window.
Go and get a plane.
Universe is starting to feel you, drinking tequila.
That's Las Vegas. Hello. Oops. Okay. So this is my first video diary. I'm just basically hiring a car here and spending a week driving around LA meeting total strangers. I was going out to the States and meeting writers that the label had suggested, and there were some careless choices where it wasn't a good match. Well, it's my first meeting, which I've got to go to now, which I'm going to be a bit late for. You filming?
I'm filming.
This is my car, and I sort of wish that there was just a moving screen of scenery there so that it would look like I was driving and I don't have to, because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Okay, you are on the wrong side of the road.
Oh, yeah, so I don't even fucking know who he is now.
Let's Google him.
Can someone Google him, please? And I have to drive to Santa Monica. Los Angeles. Okay.
Are you Googling it?
He's a UK-born producer and songwriter. He's responsible for a number of international successes and US hits.
Such as?
Wait for downloading more information.
Oh God, do I have to stop here?
No.
Good. I'm loving driving.
He produced 2 singles from first album, including a single that hit number 3 on the UK single chart.
So this is my little entry for today, and it's quite a big one today because I'm going to meet Linda Perry, who is, you know, Linda Perry. I am aware that I have a big bit of eye makeup on my face. Linda Perry wrote Beautiful for Christina Aguilera. She was the front woman of Four Non-Blondes. She's considered a go-to world-class writer for massive smash hits. Look, it's actually the real Linda Perry. I tried to film one earlier, but it wasn't the real one. She's really got like a lot of attitude, and she would just go, "Okay, Katie, well, this one's sounding pretty good. I'm gonna walk out the room in 10 minutes. I'm gonna come back and hear your lyrics." And she'd just walk out. And I'd be like, "Oh, And thankfully, I was on a really amazing roll. Certainly with Linda, I was lyrically having a really good time. And so, I mean, Madame Trudeau was great. She did literally leave the room for 10, 20 minutes, and I just went and got it done.
Seems you had a way out. Yes, you had a way out.
We just instantly hit it off and wrote Madame Trudeau. And I came up with a riff. She said, Katie, I'm tired of hearing you technically perfect, man. Just speak it, spit it. And she made me sing differently, and I'd never tried that before. You have sort of been quite instrumental in making me sing differently, which is gonna really make quite a big difference to my album.
You definitely have a style, and that's what's great. You have a very unique style, and that's what's wonderful, but also what can be the problem in finding some growth in your voice. On Madame Trudeau, it's just like talking, singing, you know, and just being more edgy, and then, you know, there's a whole different sound that comes out of here, and that's that, you know, that there, I'm doing it right now, that's that edgy thing.
Session with Linda turned out to be excellent. I was kind of worried the first day because she didn't feel great. And I was pretty worried. I was like, oh God. She said, don't worry, when I come in at 100%, I'm killer. And she came in the next day and it was great. And we had an amazing day. And the rest of the session was excellent. We got on so well and had a really good laugh. When I first met Linda, it was quite early on in the writing process. I was struggling with confidence. And she's just staring at me, she went, Katie, you've got the songs, you've got the voice, you've got the personality, you've got the attitude. Your only problem is that you give a fuck about what everybody else thinks. She was like, listen to yourself. You're just worried about what your label think, what your fans think. Stop worrying about what other people want, make the music you want. During my writing trips to America, you have to let off steam. No one can just work without any play. And my very, very dear friend Bryn had moved to LA, and we'd said for a long time we wanted to do a couple of road trips together. And I brought along my friend Anna, a character of the like I've never met in my life. I mean, she's something else. So I asked her to come along with us as well. So the three of us ended up on this hilarious road trip from LA up north to Big Sur, which is just that amazing seam of Native American spirit. There's a very, very deep spiritual feeling to that landscape where it's so overwhelming. I find that really cleansing. My friend Bryn has been going to see a shaman. He helped Bryn slip deep into a trance and asked her to look for her spirit guide, which would be in the form of an animal. Bryn saw a black bear. Bryn then asked me if I wanted to try the same thing, so I closed my eyes. And I saw a small black cougar sitting on the picnic table in my garden, and then sitting on the well in front of the house. Whenever I tried to go close, it would bat me away. Bryn said she'd often had a black panther with her on her spiritual journeys, and her shaman said it must be Katie. I love the image of the black bear and the black cougar hanging out together. So first day with Greg Kirsten, and I was a little apprehensive, but then learnt more about him. He's Beck's keyboard player. Is one half of Bird and the Bee, the band. Has done such interesting stuff. I got to his studio and I think we spent 6 days together on 2 separate occasions and wrote a song a day. It was really surprising how quick and easy and productive it was, actually.
Yeah.
That wasn't a question, was it? Yeah. Thanks very much. Greg Kirsten, everybody.
Window pane, the universe is starting to feel you, drinking tequila.
And we wrote a rocking song, and we just had a chorus, and I didn't like the chorus, and so I said, I don't like that, let's do a different one. So we just transposed the key. It's called Glamour Puss, and it's about Hannah.
Lying on your next chair, I know that you're a glamour puss. My explanations you said.
Do I hear 400 pounds?
Choo-choo.
400 pounds for the shit.
Beautiful hat you choose a mess. Glamour, glamour puss.
And then she goes, yeah, it's really fucking cool, Kate, but it's not like, I don't have dust on my record, man. And I went, sometimes we all do.
Cycle through a hula hoop, but it sounds like dust on your record, showing the pressure of doing loop to loop to loop to loop to loop.
They don't necessarily come that easily. And it was amazing in the session with Greg, the lyrics were just falling out, like I knew them already. And we just wrote a banging tune every day. Like really some of my favourite stuff I've written so far.
Arguably my favourite song of the trip was Madame Trudeau with Linda. But as a session, the 3 songs that came out of the Greg Kirsten session were killer. Still a Weirdo, I couldn't better the demo. And that was written, recorded, done and dusted in 5 hours. And that's what's on the album.
Yeah, so I went up after Big Sur, I came down, got drunk in my hotel room, as you probably saw.
It's 1 ounce, but many flavors. 57.
Yeah.
In squeeze tubes.
Still a weirdo after all these years.
Back to my normal self, and I feel detached enough from the label again that I'm not doing it for them, I'm doing it for me, and it's just a much better place that I'm in now.
Still a weirdo, still a weirdo after all these years. After all these years.
My inner rock and roller constantly battles this propensity to be polite. And I decided, I don't want to be polite anymore. I'll keep my manners, but I want to be able to say what I want to say. I want to be able to be assertive. I want to be able to express myself. I'm not in a job where I need to impress other people. I need to impress myself. We drove out to Palm Springs and Joshua Tree, and that was when we decided that we should shoot a movie. I was wondering if there would be any possibility of me having a big black horse for me today.
Yeah, but you don't have to be so polite about it.
Shit. Hell. God damn it.
What the hell are you looking at?
I'm back in London, and I'm on my way to the start of the record. Me and Simon and Shabs and Jim are about to meet to have a listen through songs and see if we agree on which ones we like. Counted everything that I've done, and I've got about 70 to choose from. So if I can't get a record out of that, I should just start knitting jumpers for dogs instead.
Oh, suddenly I could live in this town. 5 cold years before yes, I could live in this town before I head for home.
So out of 70 songs, we came into the meeting and 4 of us had 8 the same, which is pretty amazing when you've got a producer, the artist, the label, and the manager. And they've all got different, everybody's got a different agenda. So that was cool.
When you actually manage to agree with your label and your producer and your manager, it's very uncommon. I was obviously thinking about who I would like to work with, producer-wise. Shabs suggested Jim, Abyss, debut Arctic Monkeys record, Kasabian editors, Adele, Temper Trap, great records. And we met and we got on great straight away. I said to him my idea, Eddie Cochran, working with Left Field, mixing up dance music and my boot heel that I've been using to stamp it out for the last few years. And he said, well, you've got to be careful because I've worked with people before who've said that they really want to try something different. And they've started and then they've chickened out of it and they've ended up with half a good album. So you have to make the decision. And I said, yeah, I'm going to make the decision right now. We're going to do it and we're going to see it through. Jim said to me, I really, really want you to try a couple of different musicians. Horror, Pale, Blood Drains. And I was like, there's no way, I can't do it. Jim said, well, you really need to think about it because I think that you could achieve something really spectacular and something very fresh if you try something different. I don't want to. The difficult part is that Jim has pushed me somewhere I've not been before and asked me to try out different musicians. It was really, really hard to start with, to make that decision, to cut the ties with my best friends. It was hideous, really hideous. And thankfully they've been amazing about it and trust me that it is not about ability, it's about difference.
There's a camaraderie in a number for my chest. Do this
And then we've brought in, Jim suggested a guy called Shay. He's a bassist, and he is quite an incredible guy. He's 6 foot, looks amazing, impeccable fashionista. But he's 21 and he never says anything stupid. He's just very switched on, and you know, he's completely aware of all the references we're talking about, and it's references of bands that we grew up with. And he wasn't even alive. He's really listened to an awful lot of stuff. We've got quite a similar sensibility when it comes to bass lines, because I've been so into writing bass lines. But I always come at it from a really melodic place, where it's not just holding down root notes. And he's very similar. So that's who I'm working with today, is myself, Luke, Jamie, and Shay. And it's just happening. We all just end up raving by the end of the day. Today's the last day of pre-production in London. We've been working in this studio called SARM on Portobello Road. And it's gone amazingly well. I really don't care who likes this or who doesn't like it, because I'm too excited about how it's sounding to worry about that. And if you don't like it, it's totally fine, whatever. It's just really great having a fresh page where there's no history with people, but going in where if I have an idea, there might be a well-established response to that kind of idea from someone that you've worked with for 7 years.
Now I know I took for granted that things would always go the way I wanted. Oh, I was going to be a treetop, a sea, a boat, a rock of ages. I don't always get it right. I'd see it in a different kind of light. Pay my lip service, keep it eloquent, optimistic but never quite elegant. Still a weirdo, still a weirdo after all these years.
This is the magical 2-string.
I'd always thought it's automatic to grow into a soulless static. But here I am upon the same spot, attempting to lift off into space. I don't always get it right, but 1,000 different ways, and I just might pay my lip service, keep it eloquent, optimistic but never quite elegant. Still a weirdo, still a weirdo after all these years.
Really feel like I've just snipped a whole bunch of little threads that have been connecting me to stuff that I don't actually really want to be connected to, even though I thought I did. Of just, you know, this sort of obligation to deliver something that I think people want. And it's just that thing where you realise that it doesn't matter if you alienate everybody with the music that you make, because if you love the music that you make, you're happy. And that's the point, isn't it? He wouldn't feel confident about going to Berlin unless he had the right team. On our way to Berlin, and we're taking the train.
Hey,
Jim had got a message to me saying that there was 3 places that he would like to record in terms of studios. A studio I'm unfamiliar with in Belgium, Hansa in Berlin, and Rack in London.
One step back and make up in love for what you think I lack.
Only took 14 hours on the train. We now feel very far away. It's good.
Fade like a shadow, fade like a shadow, fade. Fade like a shadow, fade like a shadow.
So Hansa's this legendary studio in Berlin, and it produced Heroes by David Bowie, Acting Baby by U2, Depeche Mode apparently put speakers on the roof and blasted the mix of their first album to East Germany so that the guards on the posts could hear it. It's magical, it's full of ghosts. Fuck, it's cold. The Brandenburg Guild. Only the royal family were allowed to go through the middle. Princess of Rhythm arrives.
Hello. It's day 1 of recording. And I'm in my funky apartment in Berlin. It's great, actually. I don't feel nervous. I feel like we've done so much work leading up to this that's exciting. And yeah, just enjoying this feeling of not giving a shit really anymore. And I really feel like I've gone down that path and I've tasted the sweet nectar of something incredibly different from what I've been doing, and there's no incentive to not follow that.
Shea and Jamie are both really young. They're both such fun. They're both just such a good laugh. We bonded really quickly. I really needed to inject my idea of Clubland into the record, and that we could do this through atmospherics.
Amazing.
I got a pair of amazing traffic light, sound responsive disco lights, and you set them up and they play along with you. I'm becoming incapable of playing without having disco lights on. It's like Samson's hair.
Oh, baby, when I worked it out, say goodbye. I could see it plainly today with the naked eye. Smells like thunder, you look like rain, and it's spelling out disastrous Monday. Oh, but we could make it easy, we could do it right, 'cause you know the time has come, must be done, we're going downhill. Downhill, downhill. Come on, can you see the light? Come on, you know it feels right. Door is open, are you gonna take the ride? We're playing it all wrong, that's why I'm saying it. Come on, yeah.
I was literally speechless when I got into the studio. I was instantly in love. It's the best studio I've ever worked in. It's got such a great vibe. It's very 70s, but without being kitsch.
Beast out of the world. She's been greedy, and we've been blind. While we let him creep up on us from behind. Oh,
The day started with a shocking display of lack of individualism in our musicians. Check it! This is Jamie and this is Shea. Look at this. Look at this situation. That is Jamie's foot and that is Shea's foot. And look, they're buying socks from the same shop.
It's so much fun. I mean, I don't think I've laughed this constantly since I was a kid. We've just been in hysterics all the time.
Born ready.
She's our little mascot. I found her in a jumble sale a long time ago and always knew that there was a purpose.
What?
When I don't want to.
Using technology, the reason that I've shied away from it in the past is that I really don't want to make an album that dates. I don't want to make something that's going to sound like it's made in 2010 and it doesn't translate to 2015 and it sounds, it's not the kind of thing people want to listen to anymore. And Jim said he thought that was bullshit because if you always play it safe and always use instruments that are never going to go out of fashion, you never make anything really groundbreaking. The battle rages on. I actually have to say that the check's good, but the shades and the robots.
The Kanye's and the robots.
Yeah.
We need to have a little wall chart to see who wins. So that's just sharp of A.
This is how I've got to tune it.
Yeah, that one if you put a little bit of water in the middle. Computer says B.
Yes.
And that is what I've been wanting to sound like! With that!
It is midnight, the witching hour, on day 3, Wednesday, of our recording. And I have just heard the best vocal recording of myself I've ever heard. It sounds like what I sound like in my head when I do a gig. And I've always thought, listening to myself recorded, it could be better than that. And finally doing it live, playing with the band, ripping my throat to shreds, singing it like I would at a gig. And it's such a relief. It's such a relief to know that it's true, that it can sound like, I do sound like that. Brilliant. The other good news is that we're going to go and record Golden Frames in the ballroom where you two made Acting Baby and David Bowie recorded Heroes, in that room.
Oh, she was popular and pretty. Everybody knew her name. Couldn't count on the walls of the kitchen, all the pictures in the golden frames. All the pictures in the golden frames. But she was followed by the light, swallowed by the terrible light. In my life I've never seen anything quite like it, and I've been around for years. With the eyes of a bird and the nose of a fox,
So I've just played my last note in terms of recording in Berlin, which is kind of sad, kind of great. I don't particularly miss home, but I feel like I'm ready to go back and get this bitch finished. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Seasick Steve in the studio. There he is!
Live in color in the morning.
I'm filming him when he's doing it. I was like, this is Seasick Steve, take 245, because he can't get it right. And he goes, oh, Miss Katie, you was lying like a rug.
Katie loves to go.
Followed by the light, swallowed by the terrible light.
In my life, I've never seen anything quite like it. And I've been around for years. With the eyes of a bird and the nose of a fox me. I'm prepared, but I'm scared. It's coming. Oh shit, sorry.
The sound I'm really excited about is almost like recreating big fat hip hop beats, really acoustically. I've got this guitar, where's it gone? Oh, there it is. This is a really big deal, actually, with where I'm at the moment, because it's kind of like what I've written Umanak on.
Hold your fire, I'm coming out and I'll tell you the truth. I was trying to raise my roof. Did you see it? That I needed to prove.
The two-string was born from working with Seasick Steve. I was just kind of watching how he was playing and how he was getting the sounds he was getting. And the sound is so good. And I thought that would sound really great, just doing this single string thing. So I took 4 strings off, tuned 2 strings to the same note, and I was off. I noticed that a lot of the songs I was writing were based around 1 string. Umanak being prime example, where it's just a single string line. I'm so chuffed with this album. It feels to me like I have broken out of something. I've broken out of some mold and I've turned into something else, which needs to happen. You know, I think being stuck in your first record is not a good place to be.
Oh, suddenly I can live in this town. 5 cold years before yes, I could live in this town before I head for home. Oh, it's my turn.
I had no idea, but I found out after I'd named Tiger Suit that it's the Chinese Year of the Tiger. The tiger is a sign of bravery and courage, and it is a fiery fighter. And the tiger is meant to keep away the 3 main tragedies that can befall your household. These are fire, thieves, and ghosts.
Nice clapperboard, Simon.
Bored?
Thanks. Fuck you too.
I'm not sure how old I was, maybe around 7, when I bit someone at school and I made them bleed. And so my mum decided it was time to go to the dentist. When I got there, I like to think that there were many other children with fangs, or maybe other things with fangs that needed filing. But there weren't any. So I went in, and the dentist set to work, filing my fangs off. And my God, did it hurt. I left the dentist with my mum, with no fangs.